The air crackled with tension. President Trump, flanked by Vice President Vance, glared across the resolute desk. Ukrainian President Zelenskyy, his face etched with worry, seemed to shrink under the weight of Trump's gaze. The meeting, meant to be a show of solidarity, had devolved into a bitter standoff. At the heart of the conflict, a proposed $5.5 billion military aid package, now hanging by a thread. Zelenskyy had come pleading for support, desperate for assurances against the ever-present threat of Russian aggression. He spoke of broken promises in a looming darkness. Trump, however, remained unconvinced. He saw Zelenskyy's pleas not as the legitimate concerns of a nation under siege, but as a personal affront, a challenge to his authority. Whispers of the meeting quickly turned into a roar on social media. Pundits and politicians alike debated the potential consequences, their voices rising in a cacophony of fear and speculation. The world watched, holding its breath, as the fate of Ukraine, and perhaps the world, hung precariously in the balance. The $5.5 billion in military aid was not just a number, it was a lifeline. Tanks, radars, ammunition, missiles, the tools Ukraine desperately needed to defend itself against a Russian bear spoiling for a fight. These weapons already promised were more than just equipment. They were a symbol of American support, a deterrent against further aggression. Trump's potential decision to halt the aid sent shockwaves through the Pentagon and beyond. Military analysts warned of dire consequences, predicting an emboldened Russia and a bloodier conflict. Inside the White House, aides scrambled to contain the fallout, fearing a catastrophic blow to America's global standing. News of the potential halt spread like wildfire through Ukraine. Soldiers on the front lines, already facing overwhelming odds, felt a chill of fear. The weapons they relied on, the support they depended on, could soon vanish, leaving them vulnerable to the full might of the Russian war machine. Zelenskyy, a former comedian thrust onto the world stage, had become a symbol of Ukrainian resistance. He spoke with the passion of a man fighting for his country's survival. In the Oval Office, he pleaded for understanding, arguing that Putin's peace overtures were nothing more than a smokescreen, a prelude to further aggression. He insisted that America's security was inextricably linked to Ukraine's fate. Trump, however, seemed immune to Zelenskyy's pleas. He saw weakness in the Ukrainian president's desperation, a lack of respect for his position. He bristled at what he perceived as Zelenskyy's demands, his insistence on dragging America into a conflict Trump believed could easily spiral into World War III. In a furious tirade on Truth Social, Trump accused Zelenskyy of disrespecting the United States of America in its cherished Oval Office. The message was clear: defy me, and there will be consequences. The world held its breath, waiting to see just how far Trump was willing to go. The Biden administration had, since 2021, used the Presidential Drawdown Authority to send over $31.7 billion in military aid to Ukraine. This steady stream of weapons and equipment had been a lifeline, helping Ukraine hold back the Russian tide. Now, with Trump back in the Oval Office, that lifeline was in jeopardy. The potential consequences of halting aid to Ukraine were staggering. A Russian victory would send a chilling message to the world. America is no longer a reliable ally. NATO, already strained, could fracture. The global order, already fragile, could collapse entirely. As the world grappled with the potential fallout, one thing was clear: Trump's decision on Ukraine would have far-reaching consequences, shaping the geopolitical landscape for decades to come. The fate of Ukraine, the future of global security, all rested on the shoulders of a volatile and unpredictable president. And the world watched, holding its breath, bracing for the storm.